Howdy, folks. Welcome to the channel, Rockin' the Country. I'm Don. I am doing a Leona Williams song. I only did one of hers several years ago, and I think it was a duet. I don't remember exactly which, but Eliyahs Romans made a gift to the channel for me to do a Leona Williams song today, as well as another gift for me to do one tomorrow. So you've got that to look forward to as well. So thank you, Eliyahs, for these gifts, for this one in particular, because that's what I'm doing today. You Take Me for Granted. I don't know the song. It's a true reaction. And for those of you who may be new to country or this little tidbit, Leona used to be married to Merle. So there you go. Now, whenever you see a title like that and hear that she used to be married to Merle, you got to wonder, is this about Merle? Is she throwing him under the bus? Or is it just a generic song, just a conceptual song? Here we go.
Why don't you escort Miss Leona Williams up to,
I'll be glad to
do her song?
I'll be glad.
Good job, Chief.
By the way, she's been telling me.
Hope I'm not going to get in trouble for asking her this.
She's been
and I'm
telling
sure it's
me
not
all
the first time she's been asked this. You mentioned the great song that Merle had the big hit on that Leona wrote, called "You Take Me for Granted," and I guess I just want to ask Leona if she really did. You write that? Were you trying to send Merle a message when you wrote the song?
Some of those things you just had to write,
Some things you just had to write.
Just had to write. That's one of them. At the time, I'd been on a long trip, about 14 days or so, and it was like everybody was too busy to hardly speak, and you do everything you can, and they don't appreciate it, so you have to write something down. I don't know how to explain that. But.
I was just going to say, she's been told me all day yesterday and all day today, she is so thrilled to be here today.
Yes, I am.
Well, we're thrilled to have you.
Yeah,
You are a true original.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Well, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming. Like I said, you're one of the coolest ones. How about getting up there and sing us one?
All right.
You know something else, T? Leona has got a son, Ron Williams.
I know.
Who is a terrific singer.
I know. We've been doing some shows when Ron gets up there and sings. Ron's great.
Yeah, he really is.
He learned from a good one.
Mama teach him everything he knows.
Well, I tried my best, and I always tell him he's my big, tall, handsome, good-looking singer and all that stuff. Son. Good singing son, whatever. But here's that song I wrote. Johnny Russell used to say, it made me a lot of money and I spent it. It goes like this.
Yeah, you get those royalties.
My legs and my feet have walked till they can't hardly move from trying to please you.
Pleasant voice.
And my back is sore from bending over backwards to just lay the world at your door. And I'm trying hard to keep a smile on a sad face, while deep down it's breaking my heart.
It's like tears of a clown.
And as sure as the sun shines, I'll be a lifetime not knowing if I've done my part. 'Cause you take me for granted.
It's a crappy feeling.
It's breaking my heart. And as sure as the sun shines, I'll be a lifetime not knowing if I've done my part.
can see Randy Travis doing this song too.
Sure as the sun shines, I'll be a lifetime not knowing if I've done my part.
Self-doubt.
Not knowing if I've done my part.
So good.
There was no place to stop that song. I can relate to some parts of this. It was bringing me back to some an episode in particular in my life, a long episode in my life, and that's one of the marks of a really good song, when it will do that. And I could see when she wrote this, she had to write it. I get what she, her prefatory comments in the beginning. She's just like, I had to write it, because what she said, she'd been on tour for 10 or 14 days or something straight, working hard. The people couldn't even talk with each other at that point. And they'd just been working so hard, invested in their own things on this tour, I suppose. And others just took, being taken for granted is rough. It's like, do others not know that life is hard for every human being? And when you see somebody trying really hard, and enough things in the collective, whether it's a band, like a group, or a marriage or a family, when enough things are working, you got to leave well enough alone. And you got to realize that life is hard for every person in that collective, because it's hard for everybody on planet Earth. But if things are working as a whole, it means people are doing their parts. And some things can be done better, yes, but people are not plug and play. You can't just take one person from the outside, plop them in here, and kick someone else out and think it's going to work the same. And that's where thankfulness, gratitude, recognition that, hey, we don't have to have all the things that we have in our life, and things are going well. Be thankful for all the pieces and parts that are going well, instead of being critical. And it really is demeaning to be taken for granted. But then you do have those moments of self-doubt, like she talked about in the song, like wondering if I did my part. Like, I'm feeling a certain way. I'm feeling like I'm being taken for granted, that you don't see me for who I am, for what I'm doing. But maybe you do, and I'm overestimating my value. And you have that self-doubt. I have it. Anybody with a conscience will have doubt about things themselves. They may have doubts about others as well. But it really does help. I mean, in relationships, the best place to start is with the person that you can control the best, and that's yourself. At least you have greater access to controlling yourself than you do others. You can't really control others. You can hope that others see what maybe it is your point, your vantage point, if you will, and maybe modify their behavior or outlook if they're off. But you can control yourself. It's good to start there when something's not going right, or if you're not feeling well. Maybe you're just tired. I mean, my mother used to tell me, even as a baby, I wasn't one that liked to nap, and I still don't. And so I just keep going many times, and then I'll get tired. It'll creep up on me. I'll be tired, but I won't really acknowledge it. I won't want to acknowledge it. I'll just, by sheer force of will, keep going. but then I start to not feel as well, sort of like mentally, not physically, but mentally. So if I develop some kind of negative outlook on something, frequently it's attributed to me just being tired, because I'm not a negative person at all. I mean, I'm not, let's put it that way. But what a beautiful voice. The musicians in this thing, they knocked it out of the park, Elias. So I'm going to rate this song. And all right, the number that popped into my head was a 9.8. I don't know what kept it from being a 10, but the 9.8 is what popped into my head, and that's what I go with. So there you go, folks. Leona Williams. What a song. I may have to do Merle's at one point, because I don't think I've done Merle's rendition of this song. So there we go. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Got another one coming up tomorrow from Leona. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.
And my back is sore from bending